Hey everyone, in this Starfield how to get more resources from Outposts video, I want to cover exactly that. So I did a little video recently talking about aluminium and iron outpost location, which I'll show you where that is because I'm here. It's Andraphon outpost here, so we'll just have a little look here. And this one has aluminium, iron, and also beryllium, europium, and helium-3. And when you look at the resources, so you probably know how to do this, but on the left hand side, show resources, you will see that the moon or the planet that you're looking at has a spread of resources all around it, and then of course you're free to pick any of these points with a landing target. So I could set the landing target, for example, over here by pressing A, different button down the bottom if you're on PC, and then I could travel here using X. So when you're first looking at this, the best location tends to be places where you can see sort of 1, 2, 3 or preferably more in the same area, and you may also get lucky and get some of the other resources. So we're looking ideally for all 5 in this case, which is hard to find. It may take you quite a while, but you should certainly be able to get 3 or 4 fairly easily if you land in a location like this and look for some certain pointers, which I'm going to explain in this video. Just in case you're not sure where Andraphon is, to save you looking at another video, I'll just quickly show you. If we go back to the system, we go back again. This is Alpha Centauri over here, so you will fly from there. I think you can get there in one jump. If not, fly to the Wolf system and then to Narion, and then you will get in on there. And when you zoom in, you will see, oh, come on. It's over here by Sumati, and it's the little moon next to it. So there's Andraphon. Okay, so I'm going to go to an entirely new area and see whether I can find those resources or a good mix of those resources fairly close together. So I'm looking around on here to see where such a place might be. I'm going to try here. This looks like it has potential to me, so we'll go here. We'll set the landing target with A and travel. We'll just see whether we can find anything that looks like what we need. Okay, so when you're in the area, there's a few things that you can look at. One of which is you're looking for different types of rock or different colours. See, we've got this reddy colour here, this silvery colour. Another thing can be the topology. So the more mountain ranges you've got, you could look for gas and stuff like this. This is going to give you a hint of the sort of things that you're finding in the area. So if you put your scanner on, for me that's LB, then when you're on here, you can also have a little look at the surface map. So down there, you can see it says RB for the surface map. So whatever button it shows there. And this can give you a slight hint of what you may find in the area. So you can see as I'm facing these mountains, I can see the topology changing here on the map. So I know there's a bit of a difference in sort of the height here. And that's a little hint that we've got. So going back to the scanner, the other thing you can do is just have a little look around with your scanner, and as you scan around you may see things different colours, like this iron here. So I can see there's iron there, and then I could just jump around and see what else is about and see, you know, is there anything of substantial interest here apart from that iron. Now it's a little hard to use the scanner like this, and it's fairly easy to miss stuff. There's something grey there, look, check it out. Aluminium. And what was the other thing we wanted? We wanted iron. So we are looking good here. Now another thing you can use once you've got that sort of level up, or a quicker way of, you know, kind of scouting an area, is to use the outpost itself, and it'll give you a hint of what's in the area. So down the bottom there you see it says outpost 5, X for me. If I press that, I can then see what's around here. So it's saying, look, if you place it here, the available resources are beryllium, aluminium and iron. Pretty cool. But what's quite a nice thing to do is scout around a bit. So I'm moving with my left stick, I'm using my right stick to move the outpost around. And what I'm looking for is to see, aha, look at that. We've gone from 3 to 4. So this is an easy way of figuring out where you'll get more resources just by firing it out to different areas and seeing where it makes sense. So it's saying, look, you place it here, you should get all 4 of those resources. Happy days. Apparently it is possible to get all 5 if you're really lucky, but finding this relatively quickly is awesome. So we'll place the outpost here. So down the bottom there, confirm A. And then what you want to be doing, so the output is actually increased because I've also surveyed the planet, which is pretty cool. But if I go to the toggle view option just down below there, so the screens button, this then takes me to a vertical view and then a right stick to zoom out, and this shows me like the area that we've got that this is covering. So it's like this big yellow circle here, and depending on how high up you are, it will depend on how much of it you can actually see, but you can just move your left stick around to see. Some of this is very high up and we may struggle with that, so we may need to move this outpost. But when you're on the extractors, so if you're not on that page, use LB, RB, or whatever button shows next to it. You've got Helium-3, so even if I've not got the resources, I should still be able to see, sorry, the build requirements, I should still be able to see the resource. Now note that some of it is outside that circle, so this is where you may want to fine tune your placement of it, but there's certainly a good chunk that I could put several of these Helium-3 extractors. Happy days. I then use my left D-pad to move down to the next one, Aluminium. And what I'm looking for is the same sort of thing but for aluminium, and seeing where this is located in here. And it's this grey area here. So again, quite a good lot inside this area, so I can put lots of these extractors in. I'm going to need all of the build requirements on the left hand side, so I'd need to get some iron for this. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then beryllium, let's see where that is in this area. Let's see if it's in a good area or not. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. So yeah, loads of beryllium in there. Nice. And then the last one, iron, which is one of the key ones that we want. Check it out, a massive load of iron that we've got accessed here up on the mountains, and should be well within build area. So that outpost location is looking pretty solid for those 4 resources, which is great. So if we come back out of here, so the modify mode down the bottom, we hold it to exit. So we're quite happy with that outpost location, but what if you weren't? What could you do? Couple of different things you can do. If you just want to tweak the movement slightly, I shouldn't have come out quite so quick. Put your scan button on by the outpost, go into the outpost again, and when you're on this mode, change the modify mode. So down below, just press B or whatever button it shows next to there, and then you can move over the outpost here and highlight it, and then you've got the option to move just below there. So A. And I could move this slightly, so I just moved to a different area and I could move it. So we'll just move it here, for example, and then I'll just hit A to confirm, and the outpost is moved to this new area. So you obviously then do the same thing. You go to the toggle view and check whether you're happy with the new location or not. If you've made a complete mess up and you think actually this area sucks, you can actually remove the outpost entirely. So for that, we come out the build mode, hold down B or whatever button it shows down the bottom right hand side, go up to your outpost, and you've got the option to remove it by holding the button to the side of my head, which is X. If I hit that, the outpost, it says removing it is permanent, proceed with the removal, yes or no, A for yes. We are done. So that brings the outpost back in. That's quite important because you can only have 6 outposts initially until you add some various skills to upgrade what you can do with outposts. But now it's back in my inventory. If I want to place it again, I hit the LB button, outpost. You can see it said 5 down the bottom there, and I just place it again wherever I want it. So we'll chuck it there. Happy days. We are good with the outpost. One slight bonus here, if you come out of the build mode again, so hold down B. I just want to show you one other thing here, which is if you come up to it and press X, you can rename the outpost to something else if you'd rather a different name for it. So I just want to point that out. The last thing is, one of the problems you can have is being far away is if you need the resources to build your extractors and things like that. It can be worth just having a little look what's available in the local area as little sort of deposits on the top. And if you've got your cutter, so for example there's a cutter, and then use your scanner to see what there is, you can see there's a bit of aluminium there, so if I needed some I could get that, and we could do the same thing over by the iron, and hopefully we'd find a little bit of loose iron just to help build our extractors initially if we need just a few resources to get us started. But of course those extractors are going to do a much better job for us. A quicker way if you need lots of it is to go off to Jemison or wherever the nearest sort of shop is and buy the resources there. But that's it, my friends. That is how to get more resources from your outposts. I hope that was useful to you. If it was, give us a thumbs up, please. That's much appreciated. A little comment saying thank you, or some questions or general feedback on Starfield or this video would be awesome. It helps YouTube know that somebody watched the video. So I really appreciate that if you give it the time to do that. I'll put some tutorials at the end of here to help you with other Starfield aspects as well. If you need more help with the game, have a little look at those. And if you like what I do, I don't just cover Starfield, but many other games as well, but similar to the tutorials. So have a little look around. I'm always producing new videos, so I'd love you to subscribe if you can do that for me as well. That'd be awesome. Thanks so much.